Welcome to the first set of the FNF Victory Road Draft League Season 2 playoffs. I'm Lionhugs from Florida Fresh Ribbons, and I'll be commentating this winner's bracket quarterfinals set, featuring Noel's team, Sun and Friendly, versus StarToad's team, Detroit Dinos. Remember that this is a best of 3 set, so the first trainer to win 2 battles will advance in the bracket while the other moves to the loser's bracket. As a brief recap, the first battle was a victory for Noel, and the second battle was actually a victory for StarToad. So the winner of this battle will take the full set. And before we continue, just want to go ahead and say, if you did not watch either of the previous 2 battles, I highly recommend it. Those are some very explosive and exciting matches. Anyway, in this third battle, there are absolutely no Mega Pokemon. However, the only Z Pokemon available is Heatran with Z Attack Privilege on StarToad's team. And just to go through some brief team changes, Noel has changed the team by removing Torkoal and Shiftry from the last match, and added Excadrill and Togedemaru in their place. On StarToad, we once again see only one Pokemon switching out. Salamence is out for Pangoro. Let me give some very brief initial thoughts, because I mostly just want to go ahead and get started. Once again, it looks like we see a similar pattern where StarToad only seems to change one Pokemon, whereas Noel generally changes a little bit more. So, looks like on Noel's side, the fact that Togedemaru and Excadrill are back and Torkoal and Shiftry are out, looks like this will be a much more similar match to the first one, with Sand being the focus, and I'm assuming we're going to see Togedemaru being front and center again in terms of offense. And once again, those Sandstorms probably helping to boost the special defenses of all the Steel and Rock and Ground type Pokemon on Noel's side. So that is something that StarToad will have to watch out for. Heatran, in this case, will not do quite as much damage or be as effective since it cannot benefit from Drought. That does not mean it's not a heavy hitter, so the Steel Pokemon will definitely have to watch out whenever Gigalith's Sandstorm is not up. And once again, we see Meowstic, which seems to have been like a support Pokemon for StarToad. Maybe using Meowstic a little bit earlier to set up those screens would be helpful, as well as having Magneton to scout out with those Volt Switches. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and begin the final match of the first set of the quarterfinals. Out comes Promise the Mesprit, and StarToad's lead is actually Alchemy Killer, the Pangoro. And a Dazzling Gleam. Oof, Alchemy Killer goes down in one shot. It is 4 times weak against Fairy moves, thanks to its Fighting and Dark type. Out comes Alchemy Ellipses, the Mamoswine. I'm assuming we're going to see an Earthquake, hopefully. Sorry, not an Earthquake. We see a knockoff. I was trying to say hopefully not an Earthquake, as Keyheart did have that balloon, but knockoff makes that irrelevant. Out comes Alchemy Heart, the Magneton. And once again, Promise the Mesprit. I'm assuming we're going to see mutual switching any moment. There goes that U-turn, which is resisted, only doing about 11% damage, but it does remove Alchemy Heart's air balloon. And out comes Amelie the Excadrill. However, if Alchemy Heart uses Volt Switch, there it is. Amelie is immune to that Volt Switch, therefore Alchemy Heart is still out on the field. Amelie uses Rock Tomb, probably expecting Crobat. However, Alchemy Heart uses Hidden Power, which is super effective, doing about 55% damage to Amelie. However, Amelie responds with that Earthquake. Amelie lost some HP, so I'm assuming that's a Life Orb holding Amelie. Amelie is down to 35% damage, and StarToad has lost Alchemy Heart. The score is now 6-4 in Noel's favor. Out comes Alchemy the Meowstic, and Promise the Mesprit. I'm assuming we're going to see another U-turn. Alchemy uses a Reflect, probably to tank that U-turn a bit, instead we see Alchemy Period, the Heatran. And I wonder if the U-turn is going to mean, yep, okay, the U-turn goes out, only does about 1% damage, but it is going to mean that, oh, Roly? L1? What does L1 mean? It's not level 1, is it? Anyway, Broly the Togedemaru comes out, and out comes Alchemy, the Meowstic. Sorry, not the question mark. Broly uses Fake Out. Interesting. Alchemy uses Yawn. And Broly uses Endeavor. Interesting. 95% damage. That was a massive hit. Out comes Alchemy Ellipses, the Mamoswine. And Noelle switches out to Keyheart the Klefki, probably to go ahead and dust off that drowsiness. And there goes Keyheart Spikes. I'm assuming Alchemy Ellipses is going to respond with an Earthquake. Indeed it does. And that is also a one-shot, doing about 85% damage and taking out Keyheart. The score is now 5-4, still in Noelle's favor. And out comes Willpower the Machamp. However, Alchemy Ellipses switches out to quote-unquote Alchemy. And there goes the Dynamic Punch, but it misses. Noel mentions in the comments that they forgot No Guard. However, Alchemy quote-unquote uses Defog, removes those hazards. And thanks to Black Sludge, it comfortably takes the Sandstorm's chip effect. U-turn only doing about 12% damage. Allows quote-unquote Alchemy to switch out to Alchemy Ellipses. And Everlast takes advantage of this moment to use Stealth Rock. Out comes Promise the Mesprit. And there we go, that is a good read on Noelle's part. The Earthquake does nothing, thanks to the Levitate ability. Promise takes only about 5% damage from the Sandstorm. And once again, it is doing a U-turn. I'm assuming we're going to see Excadrill? No, instead out comes Machamp. It resists the knockoff, however, it does lose the Assault Vest. Makes it a little bit more vulnerable. However, the only Pokemon I have to really worry about would be Heatran, who has not come out yet. Ooh, the Earthquake does about 57% damage to Willpower. And out goes that knockoff. Alchemy Ellipses loses the Babiri Berry. It's a lot of bees. And Sandstorm is chipping away at Willpower. This is probably a good move to switch, or oh, Noel decides, well, we won't know what the move is since Ice Shard is able to take it out. Sandstorm is active for 2 more turns, however, Amelie the Excadrill comes out. And oh! It's probably trying to fish for that Earthquake as Mesprit, the Promise the Mesprit comes out, but Starter changes it up with an Ice Shard instead. Promise only takes about 27% damage, plus 6% from Sandstorm. And there goes, once again, another U-turn. Looks like Noelle is playing very cautiously. And out comes Gigalith. I'm sorry, Everlast the Gigalith, probably to try to set up the next Sandstorm. However, Sand was still active this turn, so it won't replenish. And Alchemy Ellipses does a knockoff, so it loses the Smooth Rock, meaning Sandstream will only last about 5 turns now. Icicle Crash from Alchemy Ellipses takes Promise the Mesprit down to 12%, and an Ice Shard finishes it off. The score is now 4-3 in Starto's favor. And out comes Roly, the Togedemaru. Ooh, the Earthquake takes it down to 91%. Thanks to the ability, and ooh, Endeavor! Endeavor and Shell Bell restore some health. Wow. And that brings Alchemy Ellipses down to 1%. And there goes Everlast, setting up the Sandstream for about 5 turns. Ice Shard only does about 15% damage. Interesting play with Togedemaru. However, Earthquake is more than enough to finish off Everlast. The score is now 4-2 in Startoad's favor. However, that Togedemaru is not to be underestimated. Will we see Excadrill or oh, Rolly comes out. And that makes sense. It's probably going to use it uses Fake Out to go ahead and prevent Alchemy from using Ice Shard. Alchemy Ellipses goes down. The score is now 3-2 in Startoad's favor. Stealth Proc is still active, so Startoad probably... yeah, uses Alchemy instead. Sandstorm will give Rolly a special defense boost. However, Alchemy question mark... huh. Rolly uses Endeavor, but it fails since... looks like Startoad was just trying to get rid of... Alchemy? Out comes quote-unquote Alchemy, the Crobat. And the Brave Bird takes it down to 9%. However, Rolly's Sturdy allows it to endure the hit. And it responds with Endeavor to once again heal. Oh my goodness. Quote-unquote Alchemy is down to, well, actually 7% thanks to the Black Sludge health recovery. However, this is probably it for Alchemy, quote-unquote. Rolly uses Spiky Shield to protect itself from Alchemy, quote-unquote Alchemy's next attack. And that was a Brave Bird, but thanks to Spiky Shield, it takes damage and it goes down. The score is now 2-1 in Noelle's favor. Out comes Alchemy Period, the last Pokemon on Startoad's team. And Earth Power brings it down once again, Rolly down to 9%, but thanks to Sturdy and the Shed Shell and the Endeavor combo, it's able to heal up once again. Alchemy is now down to 1%. And, oh, Noel, instead of finishing it off, decides to go switch to Amelie, the Excadrill, to take that Lava Plume. Makes sense, probably Noel's trying to do that Fake Out at the last turn. The score is now 1-1. This last move will likely decide the match. And indeed, it is a Fake Out. While it is resisted, it still does enough damage to take out Alchemy Period. Wow. And this battle is a 1-0 victory for Noelle's team. For Noelle. Oh my goodness. What an exciting match, and once again, Togedemaru is the star player of this entire set. Both the first match and the final match. That combo was just devastating. I'm gonna need to talk to Noelle, like how that was just absolutely inspired, honestly. I'm very impressed, and as much as I want to praise Noelle, obviously Startoad had just the fact that they were able to pressure Noelle all the way down to a 1-1 match. That was phenomenal play, as on both sides, clearly. It's just very impressive. But that, honestly, I don't know what to say. This is really cool. Noelle obviously is going to advance towards the winner's bracket, and Startoad will continue in the loser's bracket. Thanks again for tuning in. The final score of this set is 2-1 in Noelle's favor, and Noelle will be advancing to the winner semifinals. And like I said before, Startoad will still have a chance to show more of their moves and strategies in the loser's bracket. Once again, I am Lionhugs of Florida Flesh Ribbons. This was just the first set of the quarterfinals. Please tune in for more playoff sets coming very soon. Bye-bye.